Hello, everyone. It's Melanie here from Speaking Styles. Welcome to Friday. It is Friday, and I hope that everybody is well and you have had the best week that you can possibly have given this time of what is happening in the world. So I wanted to do a final video this week just to be able to check in with people. Hey everybody, lots of you are jumping on today, so welcome everybody to Friday. And I wanted to check in with everybody to really have a look at how you can empower yourself through these times, but also how you end up being able to empower others. Hey, because I think that we really have to be able to see that what can we do for ourselves first so that we're able to help other people, because we can't really help other people if we're not doing the work ourselves, because we can't really just give people all of the help that we can offer. But if we're not actually doing the advice that we're telling other people to do, then we're not really empowering ourselves or others. So firstly, I wanted to check in with everybody and, give me a thumbs up in the comments if you're watching live, just to let me know like you're doing okay. You don't have to be like 100% okay, but just letting me know. And if you're watching this on replay, give me a thumbs up and just let me know that you're okay. And I just wanted to check in with everybody and just making sure that we are okay. And I think it's okay if you're not feeling 100%, and that you might have had moments this week where, different emotions have come to the surface. It could have been feelings of anger, frustration, overwhelmed, confused, upset, fear, all of those things. And I can say I've had those myself this week. And I think it's really just being gentle on ourselves, and it's okay to go through those types of emotions. And in the grand scheme of things, it's emotions that we have from time to time, but they have just been enhanced by what is happening in the world all in one space. It's like having all 4 seasons in the one day, and everything can really just become quite heightened. So it's okay to have those different emotions, different feelings going on, but just to be able to check in with yourself and make sure that you are okay. So let me know in the comments that you are doing okay. Give me a thumbs up and let me know. And if you're not doing, that great, then even just send me a message and let me know privately that, that you're not okay. And I'd love to be able to chat to you a little bit more on that. So, yeah, let's just be gentle on ourselves. Let's just be able to go back to basics of what you do for yourself. And I'm just checking that I actually am still live. I'm wondering, maybe not. If anybody can let me know if I am... you can hear me and see me okay. Hello? You can hear me and see me okay? So yeah, if anybody is watching on there, because it looks like it's dropped off a little bit, so I wasn't sure if the internet had gone. And yeah, so just being gentle on yourselves at this time, and really then being able to move into being able to give empathy to others. So the more that we're able to be gentle on ourselves means that then we're able to really give that empathy out to other people. So that moves me on to number 2, around empathy for yourselves, but also empathy to other people, because people are not themselves right now, given the circumstances. And I think it's you know, for us to then judge people and put comments on people for doing what they're doing, is that, you know, people are doing the best that they can with what they have and what they know, and they're not themselves. And that's okay. So it's being able to understand where they're at right now. And I think the more that you can kind of give empathy to those people for the types of behavior that people are showing in times of need, means that what you're actually projecting out is that you're projecting out empathy, you're projecting out love, projecting out compassion as well to those people. And really that's what then comes back to you. So I'm a firm believer on that. So really having that empathy for other people, because I talk a lot about it around the 6 and 9 perspective. And if anybody hasn't heard of that before, if you were to look, there was you there, like there's me here and someone else there, and you had a 6 down on the ground. You see a 6, I see a 9. And it's really going over to someone else's perspective and not going, I'm a 9, you're a 6, and I'm not going to move anywhere. So by having empathy, it's being able to go over to the other person and say, you know, I know that times are hard and the reaction that you're having, I want you to learn a little bit more about that and see how I can best help you. So that's really important when it comes to empathy, being able to go over to the other person and find out more about what's happening for them, to then see if you are able to help them a little bit more about what they're experiencing, being able to share a little bit more of a story around yourself as well, and around that you might have been feeling some of those ways before as well during this time. And, you know, another one as well is that we should never assume. When we just assume what people are doing or are not doing, or they are doing and they shouldn't be doing, that we start to judge them. And, you know, when we assume, Oscar Wilde says that we just make an ass out of you and me. So it's really important to find out the bigger picture from people, if you can, so that we're just not projecting judgment, assuming what's happening for people, and just being able to really be able to reach out to people and have that empathy for others, definitely. And that misunderstandings are normal, especially if you're having conversations with people and maybe they're coming from a different place to what you're coming from in your communication. Hey, Jeanette. Hey, everyone. And it was one of the easy steps that I do teach people is around the value technique. So it's just thinking about, if you're wanting to go online and be able to help others, what's the kind of value that you're going to bring to people? You know, it's not just about going on and expressing your own opinion or expressing your own judgments on people. It's really about, well, what's the value of you going online to share something of importance? So I talk about it as well as about, you want to be able to back it up with some tips and things that people can do. So what's your values? That's the V. Then A is ask questions. Ask your audience what they actually want to know, what they need help with, and then you can best be able to know what value you can give to people. So by asking questions, the L is listening. So you're listening more to people than putting your own judgment onto people or your own advice, your own suggestions, and not fully listening to where the person's at and actually what they need. So then that leads me into U, which is understand. So the more you ask questions, the more that you listen, the more you can actually understand what people need help with for the value. And then you can come from a place of empathy. So that leads me on to the final one of E, which is empathize with people. And I think that that's really where we're at right now. If we can really share with people empathy, compassion, really come from the heart about what we're doing, then that's how we're actually going to be best placed to help people in the world, is when we come from a place of love instead of from a place of fear, and following some of these steps that I'm giving you today to really check in with yourself, really start to have empathy as well for yourself and what you're going through, and then being able to really share that empathy with other people. and being able to give a little bit more of yourself to people as long as you've done the work for yourself first. I had a client that I was scheduled in to have next week, and we were doing our final session before a presentation the following that end of that week. And now it's obviously been changed because it was an in-person event. And now she was faced with having to record her part for it to go obviously onto like a virtual summit. And she'd never done any of that type of work before, didn't know how to get on and maybe record a video on Zoom, how to upload it and then send it to people. And she got in touch with me, and I said, we're not going to wait till next week for that session. I want to be able to just get you on the phone, be able to walk through you with that. And obviously we will still have that session next week, but every day I'm checking in to see if she needs any more help. So it's really at this time that things have changed. So being able to be there for people as well. And I know some of you, might be wondering, well, it is your client, she is paying you. And so of course you would be there. And I want to let everybody know that's not always the case. I'm here for anybody who does reach out to me. I'm more than happy to be on the phone with people and give them some strategies, give you some steps, and being able to help you move forward out of that. And it's the same with my clients, that I am obviously offering more to people at this time, because a lot of what they're doing is changing as well. So that is something in terms of, reach out to me. I will get on Zoom, I will get on a phone call and be able to help you a little bit more with the next steps on that. And really coming from that place of empathy and compassion to, not adding more stress to people and saying, hey, I could really help you in that, definitely. So, don't assume, having a bit of a 6 and 9 perspective on what people are going through, what you're going through, to be able to help people. And in order to do that, number 3 is we need to be able to take time and rest for ourselves. You might be in a place where, your business or your workplace and you're losing income. So when we come from a place of fear, we're kind of forcing things, starting to panic, thinking we need to get online, we need to be doing all of those things, which yes, that's great to be able to do that. However, you still want to be able to have time to rest, process the emotions that you might be going through, to be in a better situation to sit down and plan out what your next step is going to be. So yes, right now, out there on social media, people are really encouraging you and saying you need to get online, you need to be doing this, and everybody's creating online things to help you. But don't feel that you have to just jump on the bandwagon of everybody else. Know what's best for you, your business, your family, your life, of what you need to do right now. And it might be just to take the weekend off, take a week's holiday, and really start to restore yourself, get yourself in a better situation to then be able to plan forward. So take that rest for yourself as well, and get yourself in where you need to be able to then really move forward and from the heart, not from the head, and not feel like everything is really forced. And again, I'm a big believer in that, spending time on yourself, if it's, spirituality is a massive thing for me, and I've been spending so much of my time in the morning really embracing a lot more of meditation, a lot more of journaling, a lot more of that intentional work, as well as still taking action on my business. However, I believe that when you can really connect to your heart, connect to everybody, connect to the universe, it will provide for you. So don't think that you have to be out there hustling and doing all of those things if that's not something that aligns with you. Go back to basics of what's your values, what's your why, what's the bigger picture for you in the future. Is that just taking each day as it comes, step by step, and really taking time for yourself is the most important thing, definitely. to be able to move forward. So yeah, let me know that you're checking in and you're okay. For anybody watching later on replay, let me know that you are doing okay. Be gentle on yourselves and the emotions and the feelings that you might be going through. Really start to have empathy for yourself, empathy for others, you know, asking questions of your audience, listening to what they have to say, and understanding a little bit more about where they're at, what they need to be able to add the how and add the value of what you can give to other people. But make sure, take some time over the weekend to have a rest, sit down and journal, sit down and plan out what you're going to do next week to be able to move forward. Because the thing is, I see it as well, why this virus is going around. If you're pushing yourself to the limits of stress, not sleeping enough, not eating properly, not doing all of the things that you need to do, then you know you are going to become more susceptible to potentially catching some form of something, and then you'll end up not being able to do anything. So just make sure that you are taking time to rest, nurture yourself, go outside in nature, and really take that time this weekend to do that. And if there is anybody who just wants to chat a little bit more or message me, please feel free to do that, because you're not alone. And I don't want people to think that getting on live this week that I have everything and I have all my shit together, because believe me, I've had times this week of panic and fear and crying and all sorts of different things. But then I've also been able to really be able to go deep into my meditation, really connect, ask for help. That's a massive thing I want people to do as well. For me, asking for help is massive. It's not something I find easy. I'm a super independent person who does not like to rely on anybody else. So if you find that, bye Jeanette, resting up. Yes, Jeanette is resting up because she's been a bit sick. She doesn't have the coronavirus, people. She has just been sick. So I want people to be able to know that, don't think that, oh my goodness, I couldn't ask Melanie for help, because she's doing super well. She's getting on live. She's doing her online programs. I'm just letting you know that I'm human as well. And I've had to reach out and ask people for help to move forward with different things that I've been going through. So that has been massive for me, and I want to put it out there to people, is that there is nothing that you cannot ask me. Honestly, please just reach out. If I message or anything, just let me know, and I'm more than happy to, you know, message you back and even pick up the phone and have a chat with you. So that's today's. The power to change your life lies in the simplest steps, guys. Simple everyday steps. Take time to nurture yourself. Check in with yourself and others. Be gentle on yourself and others, and really go about your day with super empathy and compassion for others right now. So big love to everybody. I'm sending out so many healing, loving thoughts and vibes to everybody. Have an amazing weekend. I am here for anybody who just wants to say hi, check in. Please let me know, and I will be back next week to say hello to everybody and share some more top tips with you all. So have a happy Friday and happy weekend, and I'll see you all next week. Bye for now.